Alright, so this video I am just gonna do to I'm gonna spit on entire European Union in this video. As you know, I have a father, elderly father, wasting his life over their last days at home for elderly people because of you scum. And when I consider what I have gone through next to you, and particularly I have in my mind this issue here, I'm going to talk to you about Angela Merkel in this video. It's going to be a very brief video. I am not going to go and waste much time on this. It's pretty disgusting when I think about people I was around and where this whole MK Ultra garbage took me. This is de facto everything just as I stated here, except whatever pertains to Angela Merkel. The first claim I'm going to make about Angela Merkel is she is 71 years of age. Yes, she about 18 years older than myself. It's like this is going to be a little bit hard talk. Italian President Sergio Mattarella. Sergio Mattarella was a real estate broker. Berlusconi. These are all the people that were heavily involved in my case. Sergio Mattarella had a separate account for me open pertaining just to the real estate. Sergio Mattarella this is 84 years. 84. Palermo, Italy. It's like this, you know. The first thing I'm gonna get done with it is with Angela Merkel. This is the first thing I'm gonna get done with it. I saw her posing the other day with some pizza guy, Italy, that kind of stuff. Nah. He was involved in it. All that stuff. But I think I can do better. And it directly concerns Sergio Mattarella and other Italian politicians, too many to count. But Sergio Mattarella was very, very deeply in this stuff, and Sergio Mattarella was the one who got her the first parcel in Italy. This man did a lot of business, this guy here, real estate business. This is a different kind of real estate business. This is a real estate business dealing with a state business. I don't know if he has a real estate license or not to resell in Italy, but he does have agents, he does have people, and it's a strictly government individual. Sergio Mattarella. The first parcel that Sergio Mattarella, this man here that you see here, and no other, he was the one who got her a parcel. This guy here. Talking about Angela Merkel. The first parcel that he got her, the first parcel to Angela Merkel is when I was 12 years old, 11 years old. I was 11 years old in about this was like in 1982. So 1982. This was the first parcel that Angela Merkel owned in Italy. The first ever parcel. Now look at me. So the question here is to Italian side, what exactly happened with this parcel from Angela Merkel in 1982? In 1982, Angela Merkel was inside of the DDR. Let me demonstrate you. Angela Merkel, yes, that you would own something like this in the DDR, that would be total betrayal. And I don't know what the Stasi would do with her if they would know about this stuff. Right? She looks like an angel. Look at her. Look at the expressions. I mean, she looks like completely like a. You want to put her in a frame of Santa Maria or something like that. Merkel was born Angela Dorothea Kastner, 1954. Let's skip this stuff here. Polish, France, whatever. I'm not going to get into this. No. This is already 1989. Merkel continued education at the Karl Marx University Leipzig, where she studied physics. 73-78 students. She participated in reconstruction and a ruin of the Moritz Bastei, a project students initiated to create their own club and recreation facility on campus, and blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is obviously Karl Marx, Leipzig. I don't have to explain, this is a Soviet Germany, DDR. Ziegel and Hammer, Deutschland. That's it. It's not even funny. If you laugh, you could be finished off. I had teachers from DDR coming right here to Slovenia, previously known as Yugoslavia, to give me a company. I did spoke about that issue, but I am particularly applying to Italian side, particularly to Sergio Mattarella. What happened to the property which Sergio Mattarella gave to Angela Merkel in 1981-1982? My entire classmates from Novo Mesto, Osona, Shola, Grm also knew about that property. Small little house for Angela Merkel in Italy, in a vacation place. Sergio Mattarella. What exactly happened to that house? It's very, very bad commercial now for the Italy coming. I will tell you exactly what happened. Everybody was making money through MK Ultra, and to encourage the young students and professionals, and if they felt that there are good potential to work alongside next to me, to promote me, Italian government, in case of Angela Merkel, with the Western Germany, decided they will purchase Angela Merkel. It's like you would play games and they would give you some kind of coins, like virtual. But under MK Ultra, they would say to you, you can cash those coins. You cannot take that to the DDR or whatever, but you can cash those points and eventually you can have your place that nobody will know about. Sergio Mattarella, you owe that. It's a special kind of house. Talking about entire Italian government, you so fucked me. It's supposed to be the proof. Here is the proof. The proof I'm giving you 40 years later. 41 years later. Never was lost inside of my head. Still stored here. But what happened with you when the Cold War ended and Angela Merkel became really, her financial wealth exploded? And just about 2 years later, with a husband, let me see who was the husband then, what happened with, she purchased much more luxurious property in Italy. Hey, you are such a funny people, man. How the fuck dare you do this stuff like this to me? How do you dare? How do you dare to play with somebody like myself? I mean, I am truly amazed. What are you going to tell to your Italian people and to your German people about the psychiatric hospitalization you exercised with Slovenian side related to the torture which commenced at my birth? After 38 years of torture, what are you going to tell in 2012, even this? With all this kind of stuff inside of my head, inside of your heads. Where did you go with this stuff? It's just a hypothetical question about what you guys do. Because you guys, personally, you guys don't make any fucking sense to me. Other than what I explained on the blog. You make absolutely no fucking sense. I don't understand any part of you guys, and I don't want to understand any part of you. Because I don't understand how you can do that, how you're capable of doing stuff like this. That sucks. That totally sucks. I had this Italian ragazzina. Georgia Maloney talking to me. Oh, I have all this money on the bank, your money on the bank, blah blah blah. I don't know what to do with it. She was teasing me over the years. This ragazzina here, yes. I have all this money, I don't know what to do with this money. We have all this money, we're gonna think of something. What to do with your money on the bank? Yay. What the fuck I do with myself? What the fuck I do with myself when I was thrown into the psychiatric hospital after 38 years of MK Ultra torture, you explained me. End up running for life out of Slovenia on 2 occasions. One time even all the way to Belarus, running away from you, European Union, politicians, scum, sleep under the bare sky, homeless, learned new languages in new countries. At my age, like this, at age 48, you run like a dog from your home to fucking nowhere with a 20 euros. You end up, after 38 years, with barely even moving, barely walking, moving your jaws. Unbearable pain. Remember when I was talking to you in the videos, in 2012 I was talking to you about 2013 and 14, that I have unbearable pain in my spine. Due to these medications I was given, these psychiatric medications, believe it or not, they caused me unbearable pain also in the spine where it was already injured. I had the proofs about this stuff, about the broken spine. Myself, I was talking to you about that stuff. I wasn't aware because I lived the life inside of the trauma. I don't understand you guys, how you guys could go and do the stuff like this to somebody. I don't get you. Frankly, I don't understand you. I don't understand any part of you guys. So I want to be brief in this video anyways. So, you know, the end of the Soviet Union, 1990 comes. I don't even feel like I want to talk to this shit about this stuff. Really. Okay. So she goes to the what? Bundestag, okay. Selected secretary, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Husband. Okay, 1990. Work study century science Marxism. Yeah, right. Okay, so Angela Merkel did not like me. Angela Merkel was a Marxist. Angela Merkel, I don't know. She liked me and she didn't like me. This is what went on with. Well, this is the stuff that went on with all these Eastern European people in those days of the Stasi KGB. Now, she was German. This is German. So, married physics student Ulrich Merkel. Couple divorced 82. Her second husband is a quantum chemistry professor Joachim Sauer. Largely avoided attention after they first met in 1981 and married in 1998. Okay, so this was Joachim. Joachim. There you go. Joachim. Joachim. Germans are so sensitive to my Joachim Scherze. They were taking everything so seriously. He said in 1992, he said to Angela, he saw the little paradise already before. And he said, we're going to buy some better than that. We're going to buy some better than that. So in 1992, Merkel and Joachim buy themselves a much better location in Italy. Let's go to the map and let's do some math, that kind of stuff. Let's do some business. That's what we are here for. France, interesting real estate. Macron did real estate with me through France. From Marseille to Lille, all the way to Bretagne, Nantes, Brest, all this. But what can I tell you? Entire France was involved in this, and entire Spain. And in Spain I had royals doing this stuff. So you see, why would they do this stuff like this? Why would these people do stuff like this? Because no, John would say because this was the highest profile of MK Ultra ever. I don't see this as MK Ultra. I see this as a theft of life. But I realized that it was the most powerful political case ever. I realized that anywhere I was, it gathered enormous attention from elites, because this is what it was. The way they sell the real estate was dragging me on the picture, then they would start to goof, then it was all kinds of people, then it was more people, and then they brought the issue out, and there was all kinds of stuff that went on. They were selling business parks, I should say industrial parks, factories, castles, and a lot of real estate. And mostly was, well, everything was political, really. This was all about the politics. This is so fun. This shit is so political that nothing in the world was as political as this. People look at me strange. People don't understood anything. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Oh fuck. That's a long story. That's a very, very long story. And for the most part, people are now willing to understand my story anyways. People are there to make their money, their income, their profits, etc. The first house of Angela Merkel, and they did this. Sergio did this. Because he told me, I know. He said, so that we help you. We help you with Angela. You know, we help you with Angela. You know that the first casita of Angela, I don't know, but the first casita of the Angela Merkel was located somewhere like, maybe I'm going to think of better than that, but this is just, I'm just giving you a little idea about, I did not even thought about this stuff yet. Okay? I would say that the first casita of the Angela Merkel was located somewhere in, let me see, I would say somewhere like a Pescara in Italy area. Pescara. This was a small, beautiful little casita, you know, a little beautiful place with a little tiny little garden. And as much as she didn't want that stuff, right? She couldn't refuse because it was too sweet. And so Sergio Mattarella went and he a little bit caught up her, you know. He said to her, Angela, come on, don't be so bad, girl, you know. Thanks to this guy, now you have a little casita in Italy. This was the first casita in the Italy. This casita was symbolic. The little house supposedly was written inside of the Italian cataster, inside of the Italian book where you book the real estate. But you know, this is you know, this is the crazy part about this shit. You know, it could be like this and it could be like this. Yeah, if you're gonna be a good ragazzo, then it will be inside of the book. It will be inside of the real estate book. Okay. If you're not gonna be such a good ragazzo, then it's not gonna be. Then it's a schizophrenia. Then it's that other thing. They didn't say schizophrenia. No. They are very smart in Western Europe. They never said schizophrenia. They were very smart. Then it's that other thing. And when, as much as I would be asking across the France and Britain and Spain and Italy and blah, what kind of other thing? They would only keep silent. That other thing. That's all. Let's go. Let's do something else. It's basically, it's gonna come to you. So it could be like this, it could be like that. So I'm gonna stop here, and I will let people to think about that shit. 1982, time goes, dick. Soviet Union falls down. 1990 actually, but in 1992, maybe even between 1990 and between 1992, yeah, I would actually even say, because Joachim was not from DDR, okay, because the Herr Joachim was, you see, the love was not lost. Joachim, a quantum chemist, Hosanna Saxony. So this is a Saxon right there. Okay. I am not gonna go and be nasty about it. In this case, I will never refer to that as personal. I am nasty sometimes because I feel that I need to slap you people a little bit. Seriously, I feel that I have to go. Really, because you're fucking obnoxiously numb. You're watching this shit, and it's like that you are, like you don't grasp, like you fucking sleep. You're like you're in a deep sleep shit, coma or something like that. And this shit is real. No, I'm not gonna go personal in this case. Of course not. I don't want to go personal in this case. Maybe British Royals, I go personal with them. Yeah, I have to be personal with them. It just doesn't work other than to be personal with them. The fuck can I tell you? How expensive is Bermuda? About the properties, about British royals' properties on Bermuda? Should I tell you about that you have to pay for one beer, I don't know, $10 or something like that, $15? And the only way on Bermuda to get it for much more affordable, lesser price, how fucked up that is. When you're fucking royal and you have unlimited amounts of money and they cheated local Bermuda economy literally through the military boats, ships that would sail onto Bermuda and would have, can you imagine that shit? It's real. No, that shit is real. The whole fucking store came on a fucking military boat, on a fucking boats that will be sailing whatever kind of ships. Special stop. Yes, it is for the British royals, Prince Charles, and foremost Prince Andrew, and Princess Anne, and Prince Edward, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip. And what is it? We have a little fucking store for you, ready to unload, so that you can enjoy your beer for £0.5 price instead. No, really, the people in Bermuda got terribly fucked. They purchased the properties, then they realized that, what about now? Even the water sells for a lot of money. You ever thought about that shit? So you have to bring all your deliveries for wherever the hell you come from, or you have to go down to the grocery store, I remember that little store, and pay a whole lot of money to stay there, to vacation there, on the food, snacks. If you don't like fish, let's just say, if you don't like fish, whatever. Alright, I don't know about the water. No, this shit is real. Absolutely real. Even the military boat would stop by and would be unloaded. A boat, royals would send the boat, and the boat would come to the military boat. It would unload the military boat, all the goodies, straight from Britannia, from London, and transported to their properties, Luxus. I was just used for torture purposes. I was just used to get a beating from one household to another throughout the Bermuda, so that people could make money. This shit is real. You might be thinking, what the fuck, I'm dreaming. No, you're not dreaming. It's real, and it's too damn bad that this is the way it goes, but I'm here, and I don't know what to say. It's disgusting. What British royals would do with the snacks, with the goodies they couldn't consume during their trip, if those were coming closer and closer to the expiration date, well, from the marina, from this beautiful private homes that they had that transport to the local store, which was always happy and excited. You'll get the stuff for the fraction of the price than what a Bermuda government would have them delivered from the US or from whatever location. You think it's real, or you think I'm fake? Let's go back to Frau Angela Merkel. So Joachim, Angela Merkel met Joachim in 1988. It was already meine Liebe. It was already love. No, the two came in love with one another. Sometimes in 1986 they started to flirt a little bit. Yeah. It worked. The house of the Sergio Mattarella helped to decrease Angela Merkel's Marxism tendencies in her. It helped. Meanwhile, the two got to know each other better and better. I guess in 1986, because I know all that stuff. You see, Angela Merkel did not have other magic friend than me, and I knew when those sparks were flying between the two. Joachim also helped a little bit to normalize Angela. Angela was a terrible Marxist, horrific Marxist. Angela was actually not my type of politician. Woman, yes, but a politician, as a politician, she was okay, as a female, as a woman and all that stuff, but as a politician, she make a lot of headaches till Joachim got her in his hands. I swear not even the house in Italy helped enough, but Joachim started to straighten her up. So she was becoming more and more normal. The wall in Eastern Germany fall in 1990, end of the Berlin Wall, and Amore, Joachim and Angela already found their way to Italy together 1988, 1989, and yes, I would say 1991, they took me together with them. All these people are taking me together with them. I would prefer not to, but the small house was finished in 1989, and so I think that in 1990 the two already purchased. This I don't know. This I have a problem. What exactly have the two purchased? I know it was more luxurious. I think it was a little house residence, like Versnahisha. I don't know how you say that, but like, let me demonstrate you what a Versnahisha is. This is just, I didn't pay much attention to this stuff yet. Giorgia Maloney. It's some people would even say like a bungalow or something like that. You know? Yeah, I would say 1990, and that was like a cozy place inside. You know, one of the units was theirs, that kind of stuff. Yeah, nothing luxurious, but no, not exactly like this. No, like this, more like that, along the sea. Oh, very close to the sea. This was very close to the sea. Other one was like very small, like this, with just a tiny little in front of it with a little land. When I saw it, I almost got a heart attack. When she said, "You need this," I look at her. I was thinking about, I didn't know all my life what MK Ultra is all about, and when she said that I need that, I look at her and I said to myself, you know something? I said to myself, I didn't say fuck you to her, but we had a big disagreement again. This is a big house here, okay? And I did not go into a fucking MK Ultra shit war. of mother of all and father of all fucking wars ever in the history of humankind. I didn't go to get the little fucking house like this. It's nothing wrong. I think it's fabulous. Today, actually, I would do exactly this kind of stuff. But back then, when she presented me that kind of stuff, we're talking about the Castles, a lot of fucking money, lies, hundreds of billions of dollars here, hundreds of $1 billion there, hundreds here, hundred there. You're so fucking wealthy. And all of a sudden, she brings me on a picture with the little house like this, and with the little garden like this in front of it. And it was sandy. I don't know if there was maybe it was enough for 2 flowers that you could see it over there. And I was looking at her. I said to myself, where did I end up? I was just 11 years of age, but I would want to kill Angela Merkel when she demonstrated me. She said, you need this. And I was almost like, fuck you. It was like she brought me like to the last place. I look at her really. I said to myself, this is what the fuck I'm doing this for. This. I mean, I figure out my father has a bigger house. All this. And this is where I'm gonna end up, man. With the house like this. I did not understood anything about the vacation home, or I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. She was from the DDR, like I said, not supposed to even, anyhow, the next apartment was suitable for Western German standards. Angela felt really good. It was really good time of her life. They have kids. Joachim had kids, children. I remember the kids, the children. I remember this. It was very, very lively, and this was definitely a much better choice. It looked like this, more or less, with not too far was a beach, right in front of the beach, basically. This was actually really spectacular that she had like this. I was oftentimes over there, and this new location was also a better location than a previous. This is not like a Peshara. I don't know. I don't know it was a Peshara. I think that Merkel told me. How the fuck can I know? I mean, you know what I mean? I think that she told me it's a little bit more up north, so I don't know. Maybe, who knows, maybe it's Ancona or somewhere. Who the hell knows? Maybe it's Ancona or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But the next location was much more spectacular. And for the next location, from what I understand, they were systematically moving from area of, you see Ancona over there, Pescia over there, and now you cannot see Pescia right now, but he was thinking about first Rome, and then Naples and so on, but I think they end up somewhere here in this area here. I don't know, Maratea or something like that. More or less, that would be the area, something like this. Something somewhere here, And I have no idea what happened. Yeah, they were more and more going down into south. They were more and more toward Palermo, Catania. You know what I mean? Sicily, Calabria. And they did get to Did he get to Sicily? I was looking at these properties here. Shit. I didn't know that he's from Palermo. No. I had no idea about that stuff. Really? Unbelievable. Palermo. Yeah, I remember. Palermo. So, he is from the Sicily. And in Sicily, I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in Sicily. It's kind of strange because he's from Palermo. That's really weird. No, because look, he got Angela Merkel property up north, way more up north. That's weird to me. This was one of the top dogs, Sergio Mattarella. You know who was the top dog? The top dog was this guy here, Silvio Berlusconi. This was the super top dog. This one here did a lot back in his days. Everything through this case. One of the top dogs. I told you about the Spanish royals. I told you about that stuff. Those are from Italy too. I told you about the Franco, Spain, all that stuff. So, well, what am I gonna say here to you for the end of this video? Entire Italy, Sergio Mattarella was always showing me Italy. He was always showing me. I cannot seem to see the. Okay, let's do it again. Let's see the Palermo. Yeah, it didn't make any fucking sense to talk to me about the real estate. I do have a real estate license from Florida. I know something little about the real estate. Maybe interesting. There's a place here known as a Mussomeli. And no, Mussomeli was the American ambassador to Slovenia, to Ljubljana, who was involved in this. And there is a city known also as Mussomeli in Italy. And yeah, he browsed the whole Sicily with his wife and so on, family, wonderful, beautiful. But he did purchase the property. This is a Mussomeli's right here, but he purchased property in some other area. Okay, fuck, I don't know. Okay, I don't know where did he purchase the property. I would probably even say Mussomeli purchased the property maybe, a bit difficult, okay. Yeah, he was drilling me on this stuff. Where is the Mussomeli? Ljubljana Mussomeli. There you go, Giuseppe. He was taking me to all this stuff, to Italy and so on. I would not go, and thrown inside of the psychiatric hospital. That is not the time when you're thrown into the psychiatric hospital for you to go and talk about Las Vegas, vacation in Las Vegas. Can you imagine that they throw you inside of the psychiatric hospital after 38 years of terror, torture, and a request from you to talk about vacation in Las Vegas? Mount Everest of torture went on through Las Vegas when I was thrown into a psychiatric hospital. Or that, by the way, you were yesterday on a Sicily, on a vacation where American ambassador to Slovenia purchase himself property, that would be extremely, extremely, extremely tempting for the psychiatrist, for the clinical psychiatrist. I don't think I will see the fucking daylight again if I would say that. And that's exactly what they wanted. You get the point about my earlier gesturing about 1982? The account, the separate account. The separate account did not make any fucking sense. The provision for the real estate. Because from one point in time where there was so much money in it, the money kept dwindling into less and less and less, with more and more people interested in one. And more and more Italian people soliciting about this money, provisions for which Sergio Mattarella claimed they are saved on a separate account for me. Can you imagine George Bush gestured me this is again abbreviation of my first and last name. No, I'm not getting for any of that stuff. This is what I was this is what and how I was brainwashed with during MK Ultra. That this company is mine and stuff like this. Can you fucking imagine that you would have companies like this claiming that they are your company? That you are wandering from the psychiatric hospital across the Italy, southern Italy like this, and you're labeled as a racist because you just don't like, and I don't like, there were some Americans also, politicians, all kinds of stuff, that were coming and buying the properties all of a sudden. See, it's like a fishing, like you go fishing, you know. And instead of the fishing, you put me on the hook, you start make deal, and everybody that is involved in this case, and MK Ultra, start to read about this shit, and all of a sudden they express interest in it, and before you know, you have a lot of fucking money raining down on a table from all directions possible. So this kind of beach, like this kind of beach. This is a sand beach, beautiful beach like this, right? Right? A lot of you like this kind of beach. Well, I don't like this kind of beach. I'm not attracted to this kind of beach. This is not the beach I like because I see this basically as a desert. I don't like this. No, on the other side, however, there is a big problem. You cannot see one, but it's called Africa. Let me demonstrate you. Big problem. No, Palermo. Palermo is on the north. But on this side here, this is where we are at. Right? Just across this part of the Adriatic Sea, you have Africa. You have Algeria. I should say Morocco, Algeria, and Libya. Just like you see, right? Africa, Tunisia, Algeria is a little bit left, made a mistake. Problem because these people here, they are hungry to make money too. And this is a global case. And they gonna strip you of your guts to make the money. You're gonna be guilty in MK Ultra, you're fucking guilty for the plans that you like and for the plans you dislike. Simple as that. So if the bitch is If the place you like, and there is something about the place that you don't like, they immediately associate this with the direction toward Africa, etc., etc. You see, not good stuff. I mean, you can see that Sicily has a different areas, different locations like this. Well, just like that. Oh, where did it throw me now? Alright, what about the Palermo? Alright, let's see the Palermo. I will not forget the people. As I said, Sergio is going to be the next one because we need him to promote Sicily, southern part of Italy, Calabria, and so on. So Sergio was promoting through my case. That's what I was used. That was. I never had a problem with Italians, helping Italians as much as I can, but what the fuck? I mean, this is just without any fucking end. You become a slave of this shit, and it's you know. No, I am not gonna say anything in respect to the money that Sergio was stealing anything from me or anything like that. I am not gonna say any of that stuff, but this absolutely is crime. Okay, this is a different stony beach. This is what people don't like. They don't find so attractive, but I do. It's a different kind of. It's just different kind of beach area. Okay, I was in Miami, and the beach is beautiful. It's interesting, but it's boring. It's boring because it's everything is always the same. The beach looks the same. Frankly, it looks like a desert. I like rocky beach, rocks, you know, that kind of stuff, and you just don't get any of that stuff on the southern side of the Sicily. So it always depends on what kind of person you, what is it that you like more, and what is it that you don't like, whatever, you know. I remember my father driving with my father through here, and I remember Sergio always wanted me to fall in love with Italy. I don't think that Sergio is a bad person in his own way. But, you know, this is just... it's like... if it grabs... I like to believe that he just couldn't do anything for me. Okay, it was other people in the picture or whatever. I would not want to believe that he is a swine like this. Simple as this. All through the price that I paid is enormous. But this was nothing other than torture. Yeah, it was also some sightseeing and stuff like this, but this did not make any fucking sense. I was delivered to the Italy for ultimate corruption, for a trauma-based torture, cardiovascular burnout torture. This is what went on with me throughout my entire life. My father liked this area here. It was very beautiful. I told him the other day, I'm going to bring him to Italy, to the Sicily. On a winter, I said to him, I'm going to put you in a car and we're going to get out of the cold place and we're going to go where it's warm, down to Italy, whatever. And they showed the properties, etc., etc. This I'm talking already about 2017, 2018, 2019. So, no wonder Sergio is from Palermo, so, yeah. Sergio was always one of the top people involved in MK Ultra, so I don't know what I would say about this stuff. This is just, oh, I like this better, like this, that is more wild and stuff like this. I don't like the flat beach and stuff. I like more different rocky stuff, just the way I like. So, if you're interested in purchasing real estate in Italy, Italy has some beautiful real estate. Get familiarized with the costs. There is some transaction fees and stuff like that. You may want to watch some movies, videos on YouTube to get yourself familiarized before doing that, before you commit yourself to purchase or something, whatever. But MK Ultra, this is just the stuff that I describe on my blog. I couldn't do better than what I did, the way I described this stuff on the blog. Disgusting. Disgusting. I don't know. I think that well, I was dumb for my entire life, and so I think that people are pretty sure that I did not know that I was like an animal, you know. In one way, they admire me for my intelligence. Obviously, they knew that I was not animal. On the other hand, they were doing nasty, filthy stuff like this. So, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, this with Angela Merkel, this shit, this was sometimes in, oh, no, did not end with those, with a little apartment and stuff, like with the house that I demonstrated you like this, is, you know, you could go inside from up front and straight through to the beach. No. Sometimes in '97, '98, and they have this Russians, Putin and all this in Italy, and they hosted them. They hosted them in all over the Italy. '96, '97. I have no fucking idea where. Everywhere. Napoli, Rome, whatever. And Putin was extremely insultive, dismissive, aggressive, always. I mean, this was just the way it was. Putin enforced torture, demanded torture, whatever. And I was brought to some very, very, you know, how can I say, residences that were like elite residences, you know, that you would have gated community with, you know, each house also, you know, wall and gate open and stuff, like fucking luxus, total. They harbored German politicians without the Germans having to even pay for the taxation. The German politicians, they avoided them to pay taxation because they paid a lot of money in these properties, and it was actually even investment properties. So the Germans that were purchasing this shit, I think it was like Schröder and so on. I have to see that stuff. I have to see these German presidents and so on. They would even make profit from the sales later and stuff like this. The German politicians really started to throw money on the table in form of investments in the properties. They were developing like luxurious properties. We're talking about multiple locations. We're not talking about one location only. But in this case, probably we're talking about maybe Naples, more likely than Rome, I would say. I would say Naples. Talking about Ursula von der Leyen here. And Ursula von der Leyen was Also has something to do with the Genoa, with this area here. Yeah, it had a lot to do with this area here, Genoa. That was Ursula von der Leyen. She liked up north more, I think. This was more her area here, Genoa. What is this here? Whatever, Spezia, whatever. Okay. She was more this area here, Pisa, Livorno, Genoa. This will be more von der Leyen. But Italian fat cats with wallets, with big wallets and so on. That's like a exclusive neighborhood, like you would, like, I don't know, like yeah, you would have like Gables in Miami, let's say. You know, gated community houses, very expensive shit. And I realized not only on one location, they were also already buying other. And Angela had her property with her husband also, like that. And I'm not going to forget the words when she said that they had Putin in the city and like very close. They were demonstrating me. I would have to go and see this stuff where Putin was and so on. And they were very close in the neighborhood. That torture went on over there and stuff. And Angela was laughing when she said they don't even know with Ursula von der Leyen, who also had a property, that we actually have a luxurious properties right here, not too far from all this circus, political circus. We have a private properties here. This is the way it was. So I was all over the wealthiest people, and eventually fucking homeless. You want to get an idea about what MK Ultra is? For one thing I'm going to say to you, these people have no fucking conscience. I cannot get out of my head Ursula von der Leyen in 2016, not in 2017, not 18, etc., etc. I cannot fucking get any of that out of my head. This was just simply was merciless. This lady is merciless. All these ladies are merciless. They look, you know, sympathetic and this and that and so on and so forth. But I'm never going to forget how the fuck it ended for me and how almost could have ended for me upon my even what became returned from Poland, from Czech Republic, with so many proofs about MK Ultra. So that's all I wanted to stress in this video. Keep fucking hiding your information about your fucking real estate and all that stuff. Honestly, the money that you have on whatever account you have pertaining to the real estate, for me, is fucking worthless. It doesn't have absolutely any kind of value. The value of that money is shit value. It's equivalent to the shit. Yeah, you're gonna say whatever the fuck you're gonna lie. The money is worth something when the person needs the fucking money, and the person doesn't need money more, then it's time to save his life. And you fuck me with everything you possibly could fuck me, not only through Slovenia, but also in Poland and Czech Republic and Slovakia. And I eventually ended up inside of the Belarus. You fuck me in Canada and through the USA and in Sweden and in Norway and in Germany and in Austria and in Belgium, and you fucking name it. Everywhere you possibly could fuck me. Finally, even in the Belarus and in Poland and in Hungary and so on and so forth. Sickening shit. Sickening stuff. That's MK Ultra if you want to know what MK Ultra is. People tell you unbelievable stories that it sounds like fiction, beyond fucking insane fiction, is actually fucking reality. Bloody reality. So bloody that it makes people who do this stuff feel comfortable. That's how bloody. Because it's rather totally incredible. Totally unbelievable. Disgusting. Disgusting. Borut Pahor, Danilo Turk, Milan Kučan, all this big brain. At first, they didn't like this idea. But it was British royals that put in their head that it's nothing wrong with getting involved more and more and more and more and more people. And they first objected to this stuff. They only wanted their people and so on. And they didn't want any people, so many people. They wanted to keep it locally and quietly. With exception to overseas trips and so on, to the big politicians where it's behind the curtain. It's pretty much buried everything about what goes on. At least this is the impression I got they were trying to make on me, at least. I think they lie for that too, but it became very, very evident that they count on a type of crime that the more people is involved in crime, the more people that you involve in crime, especially influential people, people that are used as a clowns to pose through the media, through the so-called journalism, the less likely the truth ever is going to come out. That's why so many journalists were involved in this shit. And the precondition to get involved in this stuff was to get involved in torture. Brutal. Brutal. I don't know what the fuck to say. I lost 54 years of my life. Let me see something. Yeah, I don't embrace any of these politicians. I don't embrace any. I have very bad ideas about these politicians. I think what you did, Sergio, is something the most disgusting person can do. This señorita was born in 1977. Okay, not so young, but I was born in 1971. Maybe you can ask her if she can tell you something about life. Yeah, because all these people are such a wise people. These are wise men. I guess that she had something out of her life. I don't know what else I would say to you about this. This is just the way it is, just as I explained about this stuff. They were showing me properties for I don't know how much money. Italians had me in the castles in Gulf of Trieste. Were making all kinds of, and people would come and watch this shit for some time, and eventually people would come and buy. And the same shit went on through Britain, and the same shit went on through the US. That's how Donald Trump got a hold of his golf clubs also in Britain and so on. I don't understand what kind of people the fuck these are. When I talk about the people, these are animals, not people. Absolutely animals. I can't even regard people like this as criminals. These are absolutely animals. Animals. For me, the best property in France was a Cadillac, a psychiatric hospital where I was thrown inside. And he was not the only one, it was others, including those in Paris. Stuff that they created, the karma. I told you about this beach in Sicily, the flat beach, right? They had people from Africa cursing me out for not liking the fucking beach. Fucking beach is guilty because it's in direction of the Africa and stuff like this. No. You could not make this shit up. This was beyond sickening stuff. And this is what's happening. You don't have to commit crime to be literally murdered through the lies, through the false accusations. Democracy is valued based on the case like it's mine. Not based on the corruption, not based on the villas, on the superb life, luxury luxus. That's bullshit. I'm talking about you, scum, journalists. What the fuck you portray to society is illusion, lie. Whether you get paid for your donations, if the state doesn't pay you, anybody that gets paid through the PayPal, anybody that gets paid through the Patreon, whatever, whichever way you get paid, you are allowed to get paid. When it's true, you're not even allowed to get paid for the stuff that you do. It's a totally different story. That's what you call the reality. And the reality that I portrayed depicts European Union as well as NATO totally on dog.